Hey, what's up, guys? Zivy and Dario here.
Infinite One.
And it's Jin. How you doing?
And today we're going to be talking about the latest last minute rundown Xeno Trunks versus Archie Silver. Specifically, Archie. Keep that in mind because regular Silver got like one game if I'm not mistaken.
One main game, and
Yeah,
then
one
there's like a
game and
side
yeah.
character in LMR.
Yeah, so, and from what we know, Archie one's got a lot more development compared to that one. So let's see what we got. And let's start off with Trunks for now, because the three of us know him very well. And yeah. So,
Yeah.
besides, so yeah, Trunks, the hero legend, and pretty much the coolest time traveler in anime, let's be honest here. Um, so keep in mind, this is not just the show, the manga Trunks. This is also the Dragon Ball Heroes, Xenoverse, all that. So we're going through full power Trunks. So again, this is going to be one who can go Super Saiyan God. So keep that in mind. He has that ability, and he also has his sword, the Brave Sword, that was given to him by Tapion. But if I'm not mistaken, it got a bit of an upgrade from. I mean, he goes back and forth. He uses that sword, and he also uses the key sword depending on the fight. So he has choices.
Limited choices, but choices.
Still, knowing you got two swords into the
Choices
fight,
nonetheless.
yeah. And also keep in mind, besides his brave sword, he also has the key sword, which is a much more powerful weapon in general. This thing was actually used to take out a hero's villain. What the hell is his name? One of those names. I don't really watch Heroes as much, but I follow a little bit of it, and I suck at pronouncing this guy's name.
The demon guy who
Demon
brought his youth
King,
back,
Demon
yeah.
Lord, Mechi Kabura. Yeah. So and basically this guy is one of those OP fighters who could even take on Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. Yeah, power scaling is just bullshit at this
Damn.
point. But at the same time, he kind of pulled a King Piccolo where he was already old and used basically some power MacGuffin to make himself younger and be more powerful and have like more control of time. This sword, but when powered up by three other entities, Cronoa, Toki Toki, and Demigra, with the powers of light, darkness, gods, and time, it basically turns it into a god killing, demon killing, one shot kill weapon. Because not even time is safe from this attack.
Damn.
Yeah, it's very complicated in how,
That's
what
nuts.
exactly it does, but it can damage any force that is specifically meant to alter time, so it can revert it to its normal form. And at the same time,
Shit.
it uses three, and like I said, it uses three different forms of power: light, darkness, and gods and time. So technically four, but they say it as a third, its own thing. But still, just to give you an idea. And like I said, he did the Super Saiyan ritual where he was able to make himself into a Super Saiyan God. So he was able to tap into that. Not blue. It's only the red hair. Keep that in mind. But if he needed to,
Yeah,
he can
Super
just
Saiyan
use his.
God.
Yeah, but if he does needed to, he can just revert to his he can go all the way up to Super Saiyan 3 if just going by raw energy alone. And yes, he does know the fusion, but Goten ain't gonna be here. And yes, he could use the earrings, but there's only gonna be it's
No
just him.
partner.
Yeah, so it ain't gonna mean Jack.
It's just 1v1s here.
All right, and enough on the.
No trump card, Trunks.
Yeah, he's also got a scouter. I don't know if that's really gonna help much, but I guess it can, then again, it is an upgraded one. So if he needed to, he probably could use it to find I just forgot. Wow, what was he fighting again?
Archie Silver.
Silver.
Thank you. I keep on
Archie
thinking
Silver.
Archie in my head, not Silver. I want to call him Archie. I was like, no,
Archie Silver.
this isn't All in the Family, and yes, that is a boomer ass reference.
It's
Fuck
not
you.
Archie Bunker, it's Archie Silver.
Archie, Archie.
Oh God.
All right, I got that joke out of the way. Yeah, so
That's funny.
he's got a scouter basically to help him find silver. But that's about it. For that, and we all know his. I explained some of his forms. And transformations. He can do all the basic Super Saiyan transformations all the way up to regular God. He's not gonna be messing around with his Great Saiyaman 3 outfit. Yes, that's a thing. So yeah.
What? Really?
Yeah,
Holy crap.
you should really play Dokkan. They definitely express that too.
Okay.
But yeah, a lot of
We'll
his
get on
attacks
that.
are basically basic Keyblade stuff. And he also knows his Heat Dome attack, and Burning attack, which are basically his two most famous key
Those
based
signature
attacks.
attacks.
Yeah, and also keep in mind he has literally taught himself to use other fighters' techniques. He knows the Gallic gun. He knows the Kamehameha. He knows, I believe he knows yes, he technically knows the Spare Bomb by accident, but he charges it into his sword.
the
But hey, fuck
Spirit
it.
sword,
It works.
spirit sword.
which he can
Yeah.
do from different dimensions.
Yeah. Oh, of course. And because he was trained by Gohan, he does know the Masenko. And he will heavily, whenever he uses his sword, he probably will heavily use key infused base attacks on it, because he literally can use what's known as a burning slash, where he can just put key into his blade, slash the sword, and just throw like a slice wave key attack, which is pretty cool. You don't see it in the anime, but in other properties they like to express it, so we might as well include it.
Hmm.
And he's definitely had enough experience in fights to know how and when to attack. Well, not how when to attack, how to strategize. Because let's be honest, when we first saw him, he was pretty badass. But when it came to fighting Cell and the androids, it was a little hopeless. Especially when he realized, yeah, I have all the key in the world. Like, yeah, but you're slow as fuck. So he won't be thinking like that anymore, which is good. He's definitely a lot more veteran up into these fights, so he knows what to do when the situation comes. And what else am I missing? Yeah, he can time travel, but he really needs his time machine, so that's debatable. So, and I doubt they're gonna pull a spoiler to another fight, to Ben 10 versus Green Lantern. I doubt they're gonna pull a hey, I'll just time travel right to the beginning of the fight and just kill the kid.
Oh Jesus.
I don't
That's a
know.
fucking
I don't know
cop-out.
in Xeno if he needs a time machine.
That is true, but then again, that's not him teleporting. I think that's from their base of operations that picks him
You know
up.
what? Fair.
Like kind of like with Thor and Bifrost.
Alright.
That's pretty much it on him, unless you want to add anything else.
I feel we should get into Silver before this gets too long.
Fair enough. All right, let's jump to Archie Silver. I don't know a damn
So
thing. Go.
the time traveling psychokinetic hedgehog. So with him, he has the power of chaos. He has mastered the power of chaos. Also mastered the power of time travel. But he needs his time stone to do the. He needs the time stone to time travel, which he has. His psychokinesis reaches about a couple hundred meters. High stamina, resistant to extreme cold and heat temperatures. Very petrification. He took a blow from the second devourer, which is a monster that petrifies its victims through touch, and he didn't turn to stone. So I guess it's either it doesn't affect him or it just doesn't affect him as much. He's resistant. He resists time stops. So if Trunks tried to stop time or catch him in time, it just wouldn't affect him at all. Like I said, space time manipulation with the portals, with the ring portals, he can do that.
That's right. I love how that was basically the inspiration to what they do in the movies. 'Cause a lot of people never really knew that. I didn't even know that, honestly. Where Sonic in the movies uses the rings to basically as like portals to travel. And people are like, well, that's not what the rings do. And then you go to Archie Sonic, and then you
And he
realize,
does that through time areas too.
yeah. So if you think
It's
about,
universal.
so if you think about it, Sonic, the first Sonic movie is more faithful than we realized.
He can make like a force field, kind of like 17 can, but with psychokinetic energy.
That's right. That's the thing. He can use psychokinetic energy, which is, if I'm not mistaken, the same shit that Bison can use, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So at least in comparison of what powers we're working with, and he can use it on a whole nother scale too.
Produces explosion of energy in a certain range. He can immobilize others and keep them paralyzed without conscious effort. Also, attack reflection and extrasensory perception, which he can sense disturbances throughout. Do you have anything else to add, Jim?
No, not really.
So
I
he can go he can go super. So super silver is also in it is also a possibility. Yeah, and like
okay.
I said, he can also pause time because he has the powers of chaos control as well. Um, I know they said something about like a ring superior to chaos zero, overpowered Ifrit who Ifrit.
Ifrit, when did Final
Uh,
Fantasy get in this?
I'm trying to remember what game it's from. He can keep up. He can keep up with Sonic and Metal Sonic in the speed. He does have a mid-low regeneration. He is also resistant to cosmic radiation.
Okay, so we can survive in space.
He can fly, I believe, right? I think he can fly.
Yeah.
He has. I don't know if the power rings. Yeah, that's intangibility. Super forms can render themselves intangible. Mind manipulation. It says power rings, but I don't know if he's going to have power rings. He does have the super warp ring and his time stone. I think I mentioned that already. He his psychic abilities do have limits, and he is gullible and naive. So that's one. He also jumps to conclusions. So he might think, "Oh, I've beaten him." Then Trunks will just come out and kill him.
Alright, so he's gonna be a little bit tenacious into this fight.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Trunks will definitely use that as an advantage, because he loves looking for openings. So, Silver better watch his fucking back and his front at all times if he thinks he's gonna take on this time traveler. Alright, so what other advantages do you think this Silver might have other than what you brought up?
I don't know if it's gonna have any real advantages. Maybe
Like, he doesn't
because
really mess with the Chaos. I mean, yeah, with the Chaos Emeralds to go super, but that's about it, right?
yeah, it goes super chaos control. Like because I don't really have a grasp on Xeno Trunks' strength.
Other than being,
But
well, he
he's
has trouble going up against Beerus still, so he's not stronger than Beerus. That's a fact. Because he can only go to regular God form. He can't go to Super Saiyan Blue. So he doesn't have full key control in the God form. Because that's basically how that works. So he's still a little fresh in that, but he's still powerful.
this it says his attack potency is universal. So I don't know exactly what that means in terms of like fighting a god.
Yeah, well, Super Saiyan God form alone, just one punch clashing with another god is enough to we know can actually destroy the universe if done enough times. So I guess that would be universal on Trunks' end as well. So we're talking about two universally powerful enough. Yeah, excuse me, two universally powered warriors.
I think if Trunks breaks that stone, it's done for. I mean, it could be pretty done for Silver.
Yeah, but what do we know about that stone exactly?
I'm pretty sure it just lets him go through time.
That's it. It's just a time traveling device, right?
I believe so.
Alright, so Trunks would have to be chasing him through time with a little help, technically, because he can't exactly use his time machine. But I don't know how in Heroes they get there, other than using, like, I guess, like teleporting type of shit. But I would imagine that would be, like, controlled from headquarters. But either way, he can use his key sword, Keyblade, probably, to, keep saying Keyblade, it is Key Sword. He keeps on using his key. He would be able to use his key sword to affect the crystal. So if he able to just get one hit with that, he would be able to destroy it, rendering him not completely defenseless, but close. And who knows? It'll probably kill him within that same slice as well, because it can damage entities that are affected by alternate time measures. So who knows? Honestly, that's another thing too. It seems like Trunks is probably going to get this in the bag because there's been two other versions, official ones. Uh, was it the DBX and the Minute Melee, where these two have already fought, and Trunks has won. Spoiler.
Oh, it's called Chronos Control. That's what it was. Okay. The stone letting him go through time is
Oh,
known as Chronos.
Chrono's control against Chronoa's energy. That makes sense. I'm sure it'll be about the
Yeah.
same. So,
Yeah, I think so.
all right. So I think that's really about it. You have anything to add, Jin?
No.
That's right. You knew more about regular silver than Archie,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I'm sorry. I did the wrong research. I knew about silver from the game. I was doing that research.
Got it. All right, that's all good. Maybe next time. But then again,
Mm-hmm.
this one was a little bit more complicated
Mm.
because, again, I'm still a little new to the fact that there's a fucking Archie version.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. I don't really know much about him,
all right.
so.
All right, no worries. So, thank you guys again for joining us for this last minute rundown. So we'll see who's probably going to win this, but I honestly think it's going to be Trunks.
Probably.
All right,
Yeah, yeah. It's probably Trunks.
three.
3 out of 3. Yeah.
All right. So, thank you guys again. I'm Deviant Dario,
Infinite One.
And I'm Jin.
and you have a wonderful night.